Hey everybody, it's your friend Sarmate here, back with another episode of Settlement Survival Easter Island playthrough. I hope you're having a fantastic and amazing day today. I am feeling much better today. I listened to my wife and I took some medicine and I'm feeling much better. So thank you to everybody who wished me well. I appreciate that very much. It's very nice of you all. We got a couple things we're going to work on, including we just got, let's see, is it here anymore? Nope, it's gone, but we just got buffalo. So I want to get a buffalo in just for the sake of having the buffalo. We don't really need the leather, but I think it would be decent enough just to have one hanging out, and just a little bit of extra food here and there. We aren't doing too terribly bad with food or clothing, so it's not a huge thing that we need, but I do want to have it in, just because if you don't, then you lose it, and I don't really want to lose it. So we'll just plop this little guy right there, 7x7, just like these other ones, and we'll put that there. And we got the extra, well, yeah, I thought we had 7 laborers. Last time I looked, we had 7 laborers. We don't have that many extra laborers now, but if when I do get a good handful, I've been putting them in the builder's cabin and fluctuating these guys in and out pretty irregularly. Just to make sure that we have laborers going on and we have extra builders to try and, you know, expedite our building as quick as we can. We got that second statue carved up, and it's over here getting lifted up as well. Since we had the rope and the wood stored up in our storehouses and everything, it went really quickly to fill in the log pile there. So it was easy peasy, went really fast and good to go. But you can see here we're down to 100 wood. So we knew that was going to happen when we were turning off cutting down trees. So we have fell trees off, just plant trees, and that was in the last one I did, I think. But look at how dense this is now, and that's what we were going for. So this is, I should have written down what our numbers were for this before, but it's a decent amount, decent numbers here for this gatherer's hut. But I think we're gonna start cutting these trees down. So I'm gonna turn on fell trees, and then I think it might be worth it to back off gatherers. Well, I don't know. I'm just gonna turn on fell trees and we'll get that happening. We did have a fire just break out, but I'm not really worried about it. I'm assuming it will go out pretty quickly because we have wells all over the place. We didn't have this one running before on neither fell trees nor plant trees, so I turned it on just to turn it back, get it back working for us. Anthony and Jamie are working hard over there, and I'm just gonna let it go. You know, after I did that episode, last episode, and I was thinking about these forester huts, while it is a good idea to have mature trees around the gatherer's hut, I kind of feel like if you have both fell trees and plant trees on, it's gonna balance out overall. Like, you know, I wanted to have the dense trees, and maybe we just have it get dense and then start cutting it like we did up here. And so this should maybe maintain a more dense concentration of trees. I'm not really sure, but we'll see. I turned it back on. I don't think they're going to cut everything down and it's going to be bare. I don't think that's going to happen, but it could. So we'll just see. I'm going to turn this guy, I'm going to leave it as is. The trees are still growing up around there. But then over here, it's pretty dense over here. So we want to fell these trees, but I'm not going to do that with the forester, because what I want to do here is, as you can see, we have our houses are all good to go, except for this little row of tents here. We have a couple open houses, and I want to have some open houses for when people grow up and they can move into new houses. So I want to build another little structure area, or my marketplace area, but that repair that I just did concerns me slightly. So we haven't had any repair issues yet. We've been pretty good with this repair shop. I think this is the only one in town. Nope, there's one more somewhere. There it is. Okay, so we might have to watch for that, see if we have to hire another repair person. But if we have to do that, we can do that. That's not a big deal. Oh, our buffalo person is ready to go. So buffalo, good to go. There we go. Then we'll just keep the buffalo around, and if we decide that we want to have it later, then we'll have the buffalo later and we don't have to refine them. So that's better. So we're down to 1 free labor. I'm going to turn this builder out. So we have 2. We've been doing pretty well with people growing up, graduating school, and becoming new workers at a pretty regular pace. And we have been also fluctuating people in and out of buildings pretty often. I've been really trying hard to find a balance with the tailor and the tools and the domestic fuels. I feel like I'm taking away and adding people to that stuff constantly, and it's just kind of a little tricksy. So it's a balancing act, as I knew it would be, but that's okay. We're working on it, getting good at it. I threw in another nursery over here so we can maintain being in the green with our medicine. We're really low on a stockpile of medicine, so I threw in another one. I thought it couldn't hurt. I'm gonna have to delete this other cemetery as well so we can replace it. And then coming over here, what I want to do is put in another marketplace. I mentioned that, and I think I'm gonna do it over here. It's because it's close to town, it's close to foods and everything else. So we're still gonna have to put in a new marketplace, a new bathhouse, and a new clinic because we don't have churches and all that other stuff. But that's okay. We will gather up these trees in here and it'll be good to go. I was noticing a couple people like this who have to go all the way, you know, wherever we have our church somewhere or our clinic somewhere up in here. I think that's it right there. They have to go a long ways. And the process that we took to overcome that last time was to build a bunch of smaller spots, a smaller town concentration. So I think I'm going to go over here a little bit more and I'm going to build that just so they don't have to go quite as far. And we're working a little bit towards this. And the closer we are with builders, the better, I think. I was thinking about building a marketplace out here and just starting a new little town again, like I did on the stream, but I think that's too far away. It's, you know, you're still carrying goods all the way over and the marketplace still has to get them from someplace. So I think we're going to do this, and then I'm going to move these and probably this one out of this little area so that they're more isolated so that they can produce their stuff more better. We got 3 forester huts and 3 gatherers. So let's go ahead and I'm going to pull out a road. Let's just do it from this intersection right here. We'll do that and come out this way a little bit. Got tons of space for more farms later on that we'll probably need. And let's do our gatherer over here and our forester over here as well. So that's kind of overlapping there. So we'll go about right here and we'll put our other gatherer in there as well. And you know, that's probably gonna have to be another little road that comes out this way somewhat. And that's fine. Because then what we could do is put in another little town over here. As we progress through these statues, we're probably going to need it. So we'll do that. And then we need to have, like we were doing just a second ago, our forester hut. It's going to be about that size. So we'll go, maybe I'll go over here a little bit. And then we will have, oh, I don't want to go up the mountain though. That's kind of wasted space. So we'll do about right there. And then gather as well. And we'll go like that. You know, now that I'm putting these out here, I'm really thinking about that, adding that new little town space back further this way, just because things are a little bit closer now if I do that, but it's already nearly built. A couple texts that I was thinking about, I'll talk about here in a moment once this is built up. I was thinking about, so we have 2 tech points. So I was going to get into mining calcite kiln and get that started. We had the refined fuel from the last episode. We don't have any made yet. We do have a little bit of coal, but no refined fuels made, so we didn't have any trees that we wanted to use up. So we could do that, calcite kiln. And the other thing that I was thinking about was going into logistics and getting in the small marketplace. So instead of doing a huge marketplace like this, do a small marketplace down here and be closer to everything. And I think that's what I might end up doing because this is getting pretty close. It's not too bad if we had a small marketplace, maybe up in the corner here, maybe get away with it. Not quite yet. We don't have the laborers to do that, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. I want to head towards that spot. It's closer for our builders, and I think it will just be more efficient overall if we had that for our builders. Yeah, like these people are cold here, so they have to go all the way up here to get not cold, and that's what I want to try and fix a little bit here. So that's what we're going to start working towards. What is this guy? So sawmill, yeah, you don't have anybody working, that's fine. I just want to double check, we're down to 1 labor here, so I just want to make sure we don't have anything sitting like these guys are sitting here. I'm going to turn that off like that. Well, not turn it off, but switch the person out of there so they're not sitting around. Here's another one. So yeah, here's tools. So tools I have to keep adding and subtracting people from. I need to add like a half a person into there so that the numbers are a little bit better. But oh, we are a down population a little bit. I was watching this. I'm trying to keep track of how many adults we have. We were up to like 217 at one point, and now we're down to 210 again. I just want to see if we're having enough births to keep up with the death, and it doesn't seem like it at this point. But I feel like we're headed in the right direction. So we have this guy done, and this is completed. So we could do this. A couple gatherers back in there, like so. Okay. And then this guy's nearly complete. So we'll just hold off for just a second while it's getting hammered out. I'm gonna connect these roads together. Nice, they're in line. I didn't do that on purpose. It's always nice when stuff like that works out. That could be okay up there for a little while yet. We did add in 2, so I'll probably get rid of these. Yeah, we'll get rid of this and these, and then we'll have these guys for our new ones. So we'll go like this, gatherer's hut, turn that off, put one more person back in here, and then this guy has 2, and then we'll put 2 in there. There it is. Okay, great. And then that one's completed as well. Okay, so we can get this stuff deleted, but now we're out of free workers. Not that I'm surprised at all. I figured that would happen. So I think I'll knock these guys back down to 2, and we'll get the demo teams in here, and we'll knock these out. Knock these. Oh, wait, is that a good one? Knock these out up here. There we go. Okay, and we're getting that cemetery rebuilt up there. That's great. It's good. We need that happening for sure. And then we need to have a couple of our villagey things in here. So we're gonna have to have our big well. That's definitely one we're gonna need. And I'm thinking we do it on like this side of the road, and we can just really focus on the houses up here, because we can pack them in tight. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Maybe I'll just hold off for the big well for now, and I'll just put a road in. We'll get our road started here. I think I'm gonna go up this way like that, and then I'm just gonna run it along the side of the graveyards. Okay, like so. And then let's get a couple houses in here. So what we could do is, this looks like it's wide enough for our clinic and the bathhouse as well. So we could sneak these guys in. Oh yeah, look at how huge that radius is. We'll do a bathhouse like that right there. And then I'm gonna do a road across the front of it. And then we wanna have our clinic. Clinics are good sizes too. And then our police station for that extra happiness. Oh, it looks like it overlaps pretty well. There's a little spot up here that isn't covered, so I'm tempted to not put one in at all. Maybe we could just use this for something else. I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm gonna put a school in there, I think. Maybe that's what I'll do instead. And then we can put in our houses. So not tents, houses. And let's just go ahead, we're gonna go down, or up this line, I guess. We'll put in a bunch of houses. We're just gonna use up a lot of our iron, which is gonna hurt our tool production and stuff. But I think we'll be okay. I'm just gonna do that line for now. I'll definitely add in more houses as we go here. But we're up to 9 laborers, so you can see all of a sudden we have a huge spike in laborers. So I'm gonna put these guys over here. That's 6, and I'm gonna leave the 3 to be just wandering around, helping move stuff and all that. And we can check out how this thing is doing over here, and it's up to 27 out of 99. That's going pretty quick. So the more builders, it's gonna go quicker, so it'll even be even better. And we'll just keep going in this trajectory. Hopefully we have enough of everything. Uh-oh. And as I say that, I see this mine is empty. So that's our coal mine. So we can turn this off. We'll have 4 extra laborers, which will be great. And while we have those 4 extra laborers, let's put in another builder's hut. Just as we were talking about. There we go, builder's cabin. And if we put this in a clear spot, they don't have to clear it out. So I'm just gonna plop this guy over here. There it is, 3 more workers. And just keep an eye on this, make sure that we don't run out. And if we do, we just swap out our builder's cabins. Let's get that other mine put in while we're thinking about it. And we need to have the tree, and we're gonna go to mine, and we're gonna rotate this guy around. And that's gonna work almost perfectly right there. I really want this to be in the same spot, and it looks like we can get away with it right there. So that's where we're gonna put it. And while we're looking at it, we might as well prepare for our iron mines to dry up as well, because it probably won't be that long. Can we snake a road back here? I didn't really think about that, did I? I want the road to be close. Nope, it looks like I blocked all that out with houses. We could delete the houses. That's, of course, an option. All right, we're getting kind of tight for spots. So this is about where the iron mine's going to have to go. I tried putting it up in here. It doesn't really fit. I tried over here. It doesn't really fit. So that's where the new iron mine is going to have to be. It's not terrible because it's not too far away, but it's not great because it's further away than this one was. And until we can get to deep mines, that's just going to be how it is. So that's going to be a while. So we got this mine getting built up. And we're doing, that's okay. That's great. This will be our coal mine to replace the one that we got all full. And I want this here. I want that here because the fuel factory's right here. We got warehouses right here. It's all close by. And I want that all to be connected and working together. So we are down to 0 laborers, so that means we're going to turn off this building cabin, get those 3 people back. Let's see, has been murdered. Uh-oh, I didn't realize my happiness was so low. I'm too busy thinking about expanding. Okay, that's a big deal because now we're losing our citizens to our citizens. And our happiness is really not an easy thing to deal with right now. So I'm gonna pause just for a second so I can think about what I'm gonna do. Usually when we have a regular playthrough, we have things like theaters that we can put in to help with that. The police stations help with that. 20% is a huge jump. 20% increased happiness. The other thing that helps with this is alcohols. So remember when we got rid of our 2 distilleries and we kind of backed that off? I think that was a bad idea because now, see, we have 0 reserves of spirits, and I think that's a huge play in this, a huge part in this. So I'm gonna write that down. We're gonna get some more distilleries, and I'll show you something that a commenter left me that they taught me with those things. So another thing that we could do for happiness, I wonder if having like tea and coffee and stuff helps with that stuff. I never really paid attention. Maybe I'll hop into one of my other playthroughs quick and see if it makes a difference or not. And I'm just taking a quick look. There's nothing that comes to my mind right away that says, hey, you get this for happiness, that besides the theaters, which aren't here. I take that back. So we could get into some more simple foods. So simple foods, I don't know if they directly help happiness, but I think they do help happiness overall because it's not a raw food. So if we get into salt, I think we could do that. We could start turning some fish into salted fish and some salted meats. So I think I'm gonna grab salt making, and I think that's it for now. I'm gonna hold off with the other technology point. I don't want to get too wild, too excited. But so what I was talking about, that what that commenter taught me is, so I couldn't find distillery in anywhere, right? So we have our distillery. So if we click this, and if we hold left shift and click this, watch this, ready? Boom. We have a little dealio. We can make another distillery. So that's absolutely what we're gonna do over here, I think. We're close to all of the things, and why not? We need it. So I think I'll tear out some of these dang old tents in here, and since we have new houses coming in, we could put 2 more in here, and we'll replace the ones that got lost. So we'll do that. That'll take a moment to get torn down, and then we have our salt works. So if we grab our salt maker, we have a spot on the water over here. So let's go ahead and use it up. Put that there. And then one salt maker goes pretty far, so I'm not going to put another one in yet. We'll do that, get that started up, and then we can start making ourselves some salted fish. So that's going to be in the curing workshop right here. So fish, salter right here, everything's all close. And we could even put in maybe a little storehouse if it fits. I don't really want to take that coastline up. It would fit there, but I'm going to go like that, and we'll run a road like that. Okay, so that little system will be all together right there, and I think that will be good. Yeah, let's just see here if there's nothing. Okay, church, theater, alcohol, candy, and fancy foods. So fancy foods, I don't know if simple foods count as fancy foods. I'm not sure, but we don't have church. That's not an option. Theaters are not an option. So alcohol and candy, basically. Alcohol, candy, food is what we have. So we have to get this other distilleries going. We have to make sure that we have enough agave coming in. And we have a little bit stored up. So these farms that we were working on, we're gonna have to put in another agave field. Well, not really unfortunately, but I know it's not something that we really wanted to have going. I wonder if we could get into beer, which we can't. That would be nice too, since we have the oats. Well, actually, can we? I don't think we had it's a brewery. Winery. That's what it's called. I always want to call it something that it's not. We can't get it into the wineries because we don't have them. But we do want to have the distillery, so we have to make use of what we got. Let's go with standard farm fields, and we are gonna go 1, 2. We'll do 2, and then that little space I can put a little warehouse in, or actually maybe a storage yard. We'll do that. Okay, I'll stick that in there like so. All right, get that worked out. And then these final tents we can get rid of here too. That would be good. Shoot, we don't have any free workers at all. Let's see. That's because people were getting murdered. So let's see, where can we flex? We have a lot of food coming in. So maybe we take out a couple of our food workers. I think beverages are really high too. Yeah, so food and, well, so if I take water out and we're gonna start producing things that take water, it's going to be an issue. So we're not going to take those guys out quite yet, but we'll get these distilleries up. But the distilleries being up without any workers is kind of fruitless. So what do we do? What do we do? So I think what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to shift some of these farmers out of here. So like I didn't want to do this before. We're doing okay. We're gonna knock these down to 2 farmers each. I think that will be okay. I'm gonna probably go a little bit excessive here, taking those guys out, but we need a lot of workers for this stuff. So we're gonna go coal. We need the coal for, well, do we need the coal right now? I do want the coal because I want to have the furnace burn, but we're doing okay without that advancement. So let's just hold off on the coal right now. It's good for heating and stuff, but well, we're red in the domestic fuels, but we do have coal. So we're just gonna keep it like that. We're gonna not put anybody in the coal mine yet. I do think we need to have that, but I'm just gonna hold off for a little bit. We only need 2 people for both the distilleries, and we're gonna need 2 people for this. So 2, 4, 6. And that's what we got here. So that's what we're gonna do for now. Get this game back up and rolling. But we could also turn some gatherers into something else. I think most of our gatherers have 2 workers in them. Let's just double check here. Do you have 2, 2, 2? This guy's got 4. So I'm gonna back off a couple people from there. We want to have some laborers running around. We have our 2 agave farms up and running. You know, maybe we just hold off on the second one for now. Let's see if this is enough agave coming in to help us out with the needs that we're going to have with the additional distilleries here. But we do have the reserve of 1700. We'll be okay with that for a little bit. Chopping house. See, this is what I mean. So since you guys have been here, I've mined this people from the chopping house, and I've added people from the chopping house, and now I need to add them again. So we have no laborers to do so, but it's this balance back and forth thing. So it's hard to keep up with. We have a really good amount of food, so I think I could back off a couple more people from the food. And one of the easiest things to back off, I think, is these fishing guys. So that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to take 1 person from each of these docks, and we'll just do that like that. I want to have laborers. That's why I got to keep doing it. And okay, so yeah, our distilleries are ready. So we had people allotted for that were gone. So now instead of fishermen, you're going to make some spirits for the town to hopefully help the town's happiness. But for now, that's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next episode of Settlement Survival. Have a fantastic and amazing rest of your evening, day, or night.